Greetings, my name is Godazoka. Currently, I'm a Battle Master with the Jedi Temple Guard, which is a subgroup of the Jedi Peacekeepers. Today, we'll be going over some quick information for you about Interface Editor and setting up your heads-up display so that it can be easier of use for PvP combat. Alright, first thing you know, there are two places you can access your Interface Editor. One is right here. You see this little plus sign that's down by your main quick bar? And see where it came over, it says Open Quick UI Customization menu. You can do this and you can see your saved profiles for your different characters. As you can see, I got quite a different ones set up. You can also use the standard ones that they set up with Advanced, Extended, Retro, Enhanced, and you can see Default. And right down here you can open up your interface editor. You go into this area right here, or you can go up here where it says Systems. Then you can go to Interface Editor, access it that way. Alright, so currently I'm using Pexi 2, my Pexi 2 setup. This is what I set up for main PvP. Now, things you need to know: green, anything in green means that it is active in your Interface Editor. Alright? If it's red, that means you disabled it and it will not show up on your interface. Alright? Blue means it is also active as well. Alright, so first thing we're going to learn about is this right here. Here you can show your grid or not show your grid. Showing your grid keeps these little markups right here. Alright, and here you can set your X and Y axis of something. For example, if I click this, I can set my X axis, and the Y axis that shows your grid, how much you want to set it up. Alright, global scale. This affects your entire global scale of everything. As you can see, it can really mess things up if you play with it. Or you can bring it back down. So I'm just going to bring it back down to 1. Ooh. It can be a little problem to mess with sometimes. So only mess with that if you really think you need to. Alright, this is my main heads-up display. You could also set it up for if you're in a group. You can set it up for your ops, space combat, war zones, however you want to set it up. Alright, scale. This scale line is used for the individual one. So I click on system message, and this scale only makes how big system messages will appear. Alright. And this is the enable line. Enable is either you're turning it red where you disable it, or turn it back on to where you can enable it. Alright. So a couple things we're going to go over here is your quick bars. Now, quick bars are a little different because you can set up how many slots you want your quick bar to show. Like the max it can show is 12. This one I don't need that many abilities on, so I only set it up to show 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright. You can show slots per row. Like if I wanted to, I could make something like this. Or bring it down to just like that. Alright. And show background means it will fade out and you'll be able to see what's behind it if you want to. Alright. Now, main ones to set up is operations frame. You want to make sure you have this set up because all PvP, even 4v4, is set up in operations frames. Alright, you can scale it, you can put spacing between it, which I recommend the spacing for healer setups, because what that spacing will allow is for you to enlarge your group members' buff bars, debuff bars, or whatever you need to do so you can know for cleansing and stuff like that. Alright, you can set up your groups per row. Groups visible. If you're a healer, you can set up health width, health height, so you can see everything more easier. You can see health text, basically what that is the numbers in the health bar. Alright, and you can select to show only removable debuffs. This means for your group, it will only show up the ones that you are capable of cleansing. If you are not able to cleanse it, it will not show up. So I highly recommend this for healers, so you don't get a wasted cleanse on something that you don't need. Alright. You can also, these ones right here I don't have activated, but if you want, you definitely can. What these do is, for example, if your group member is targeting something, this is not for operations, it's only for main groups. That's why it has no really beneficial in PvP, but for PvE it can. My group member 1 is targeting something, this will show what they're targeting. Same thing with group member 2 and group member 3. Alright, group member 4 is you, so your own target of target. We'll go over that a little bit later. Alright, is what group 4 is, that's why their 1 does not exist. This just shows what your target, so if you need to, you can easily click over there, switch your target to that one, and do what you need to. This can be helpful for focusing damage as a DPS, or finding out what your person is targeting, say, hey, switch it up, or whatever, you're a team leader or anything like that. Alright. Companion and companion cast bar. You can disable these if you want. They're not really needed for PvP. Alright, experience bar. They are no longer needed for PvP, so you can definitely hide that if you want. Arena scoreboard. I would definitely recommend keeping this one up, especially in your PvP setup. Alright, tooltips, that's up to you if you want them or not. You can easily disable them. Your focus target's cast bar and your focus target. Alright, focus target is very important. As a tank, what I focus target my healer. That way I can easily go over to them and guardian leap to them. And I can also see what they're casting if I want to. You can also use this for PvE in several instances. Alright, you can also use this as a healer. For example, focus target, if you're a healer, focus target your tank. And that way you can always switch over them, heal your tank, then go back to whatever your rest of your party is. Alright. Group frame 1, 2, and 3. These are for standard groups. This is non-operation group frames. Alright. Target of target. This is where, for example, if I'm targeting an enemy, I can see what they are targeting. And that way I know, hey, they're targeting my healer, so I might need a guardian leap to my healer. Or I can use that to see what someone's targeting to help them out. I can also see my target's cast bar right here. Stronghold toolbar, self-explanatory, don't need to know that. Player frame, I really don't care much about my health, so that's why I shrunk it down. I don't need to see what's going on with my own health bar. I can see it's at a certain percentage. I can pop my different defenses and whatnot. We won't really go into that much. That's why I just shrunk this one down to 0.5 scale. Alright, these are my buffs. I like to see what's going on my buff tray. So I keep that going because there are several different abilities, as you know, when you do a healer or whatever class, that buff activates another ability or enhances another ability. So I like to see what's going on with those. Alright. This is where I put my player debuff to where I can see what's going on with that as well. Alright. Scale, and again with scaling, like I said, just adjust it how you want. I don't see why anybody want their health bar, personal health bar that big, but you know, you can do what you like. Alright. What I have over here is game download, not really important, so I disabled it. Achievement tracker, don't really care about that. Mission tracker, and I really don't care about that. Alright. Now for setting up for PvP, things you want to do is you want to have all your main stuff in one area. That way you don't have to look over here. For example, you don't have to look over here for something, then you don't want to look over here for something, you don't want to have to look over here for something. Or you want to be able to keep your focus as centralized as possible. That's why I put all my information that I need to know for PvP basically in my middle screen right here. Alright, so I have my chat box down here. Don't really need to worry about that much, mainly because in PvP you may lose voice, things like TS and stuff like that, TeamSpeak. Alright, I put my main quick bars over here that actually have my abilities, and I have them key mapped specifically for my keyboard and mouse setup. Alright, I have my own personal health bar and my buff and everything right here, so I can keep track of it. My main targets information, all in one small area. I also keep the mini map right in this area too, so I think in general setup is up here in the corner. I like to be able to just look down quickly, see where everything's at and going on, so I can see everything in one fell sweep. Over here are really icons I really don't care about that much. You know, like your own personal self buff, your heal, miscellaneous items that you don't really need that much in PvP. So I just set them all over here because I do use them from time to again. Alright, so that is pretty much it for this. As you can see, each quick bar has its own number. Alright, and to move stuff around is pretty simple. You just grab it, click on it, and you can move it any way you want to. Once you click on it, it enables it so you can move it wherever you want. Large tooltips, you can attach it to the minimap, but you can unclick that if you want to move it around, because generally it is attached to it, so you have to unclick it so you can move it around to wherever you want to go. Alright, your focus target, debuff scale, and buff scale. These are good things to adjust based on your site and how you want to do it. Alright, you can highlight buffs if you want to. Basically, that puts an outline around the buffs. Alright, all kinds of information here for you. Alright, so I highly recommend you go into here and set it up to whatever key configuration works for you. If you get any questions at all, you can contact any battle master of the Jedi Order, or you can contact maybe one of your senior masters or someone who you know knows a little bit about this. Or you can always just contact me. Again, my name is Godasoka, and I will always be here to help you out to get any questions with PvP or with tanking or healing. So, thank you all, and have a good night.